The purpose of this tutorial is to demonstrate the aerotowing module of the FreeFlight online flight logging system. It is not intended as a comprehensive overview of how the flight logging system works. It does presuppose that you've already had a little bit of experience in entering flights. So I'm going to very quickly set up a couple of flights using the standard club flight button. The other buttons will be explained in a different tutorial. So I'm going to set up a training flight first. We're going to put a pupil in the P2 seat, and as you can see, it's a dynamic list. The more you type, the more refined the list becomes. And we're going to put this one in one of our aircraft, JRJ. Now, as you know, if this was a winch launch flight, that's all you would need to do. You simply click on the create button and it would appear in the list. But I'm going to go one stage further now, and I'm going to enter the tug details. And so we're going to make it one of our tugs and the tug pilot, all of which you need because the system will keep track of the tug pilot's logbook and also the flying hours for each of the tugs that your club owns. That's all you need to do. 5 pieces of information. Click the create button and the flight then appears in the day's flight list. It's on the ground waiting to launch. I'm going to very quickly set another one up. It's a busy day. We've got a few aircraft at the launch point. So I'm just going to put myself into my aircraft. There is a shortcut on this, by the way. If there's only one in the list, hit the tab key and it will accept it. And again, it's going to be an Aerotow launch, so I'm just going to click the create button on that one. 2 aircraft ready to launch. Let's launch them. Usual manner. Find the clock next to the particular flight you want to launch. Click the clock. The uptime gets recorded. I'm going to launch the other one for speed. And then I'm going to do a time lapse and nip away to have a fag. Back in it about 5 seconds. Now at some point, one thing is certain, unless it's been a really crap flight, the tug will be down long before either of those 2 gliders are down. So we need to get it recorded down quickly. But it may be a busy launch point, there may be other aircraft waiting to launch. So it's important that we are able to get to those tug flights very quickly and record them as being down on the ground. They are, as far as the system is concerned, just another aircraft movement. So we have a special tab at the top for tug flights, which we click on, and we will see immediately that the Pawnee flown by Andy Melville, which has got a tug up time based on the original click of the clock, is there on its own. To land it, we just wait for it to stop moving and click the clock again, and at that point the tug down time comes in. Now you'll see at this point, because we don't know the actual pull-off height, that the base height has been used, and that's one of the parameters that you set up when you first set up the Aerotow module. So get back to today's log, and you'll see that we're now ready to either launch another aircraft or wait for one of the other aircraft to land. Again, I'm going to do a quick time lapse here because I want to use the clock facility rather than using the actual edit button to show you how it will work in practice. Back in 5 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Typical day at Camp Hill. Everything's falling out of the sky. So we're going to land those 2 aircraft. Click the clock. As you can see, immediately the flight is calculated on the fly, and that, as you all know, now appears in the member's accounts, ready for him to pay, or her to pay I should say. We'll land the other one just for fun, and as you notice there in the time lapse period, we set them another flight up ready to go, so I'll just launch that. For the benefit of new people, you notice that aircraft in the air are coloured green, aircraft on the ground are coloured black. That's all you need to do. Just one or two other things to point out. Take a look at the fee for the Aerotow flight that's been completed at £22.87. What I'm going to do now is we will assume that we have discovered the actual pull-off height of that flight. Now, it doesn't really matter when you do this, whether you do it on the day by means of a radio and transmission down from the aircraft, or when the pilot lands, when he's got a spare minute, or whether you do it another day via the administrator in the office. But at some point you will need to go to the tug flights, and what we want to do is to alter the pull-off height, and we'll take it to 2,000 feet. Save it away. Go to today's logs, and you'll notice that the price has been recalculated on the fly, and again that gets updated in the members' accounts. We'll just very quickly, just as a repeat exercise, go back to tug flights, and we'll log the other tug down on the other flight. Going back to today's log, that's it. Go in, have fun, have a play. See you all again very soon.